much. Oh, God. I've gone crazy. I am crazy. I can't even put there. Now I look like a human. I changed my other shirt because it had a logo on it, and I shouldn't have been recording with a logo on my shirt. Oh, God. There. Now I'm not going to stand up because I don't have any pants on, but I'm here. Okay, let me get ready for the production. Okay, 2 props. 1 idiot. Okay, here's the subject of my short video today. And you know they're never short. God will not be mocked. Okay, now I've told you over and over again, I'm an atheist. I don't care. I hate no one. And you can have any Jesus or Mohammed or Buddha or whatever religion. If you like religion, that's fine. I just don't. And you don't have to hate me. I'm not a mean, hateful atheist. I just don't hate anybody. My daughter came home yesterday with a nativity scene that she won at a party and asked if she could put it up. I said, sure, you can put up Muhammad, you can put a cross up for the Catholic Church. I don't care. My kids can be any religion they want to be, and they can join it at 18 when they're adults, and if they can get sued and have sex and get married at 18, they certainly can get permission from themselves to become baptized in any. And if my kids baptize Mormon, I don't care. I don't care if they need that or they think that brings them comfort, floats their boat. Hey, I wanted to talk today a little bit about the phrase, God will not be mocked. I got thinking about that. That is a phrase in the Mormon temple, and I think it's important. I think it's important. I've never thought about it till today. You go through the temple ceremony, and it is such a shock. It is just an absolute shock to most people what goes on in a Mormon temple. And there is a phrase halfway through the temple ceremony that the officiator, that's what they call them, the officiator who represents the Lord. Well, the officiator has told you when to stand up, when to sit down, when to raise your right hand, when to do the, oh God, hear the words of my mouth, the 2-order prayer. You know, the officiator is God. And then I was God too. I was a temple veil worker in Los Angeles. And then the lady would knock on 3 times, like the song, and what is wanted. And Eve, having been true and faithful, desires to, I don't know, I forget, talk to the Lord. And I said, okay, let her talk. Anyway, there are some subliminal things that I don't think other people see. And I sometimes don't see either. And my wives have always accused me of being very naive. And I am. I tend to believe people. And when I'm presented with certain ideas or evidence or whatever, I believe that people are sincere and they're not going to lie, cheat, and steal. It took me 50 years in the Mormon church to learn the true nature of most people. Fear is a very, very complex and strong motivation. And the Mormon church uses it constantly. This is typical of cult behavior. There's no doubt about it. When you go to sacrament meeting or you go to a priesthood meeting, there isn't a feeling of calm and peace. And now I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. Maybe you're a Mormon. Oh, I love to drag 5 little kids in and feed them Cheerios and have them dance and spit on the lady behind us. It doesn't bother me at all. Hey, if that's your boat and float, go for it. To me, it was the Titanic. I go, no, I'm not going to do this because I'm too stressful. I had a guy write in. If he writes in again, I'm going to post him publicly because he keeps watching my videos and he's continually being LDS and thinking he's getting Jesus points. And I don't want to put out free laughter to a Mormon. This laughter is for non-members, okay? Because we're light-minded and loud laughter. Well, halfway through the Mormon temple ceremony, there is a phrase in there that says, God will not be mocked. Now, it's a little bit out of context. It's a little bit, what? Where'd that come from? And a lot of times, subliminal programming, whether it's cultish or it's advertising, however it's used, comes quickly and then passes. And the person that it passed in front of, we don't bring it to a conscious level. It goes to a subconscious level. It means that the brain knows that it was there, but it's in the back of the brain and can be triggered by anyone in the cult that knows how to trigger that. And that is so typical of satanic ritual cults. Most of it is subliminal, and most of it is triggered by birthdays, Halloween, Christmas, holidays, certain smells, certain behaviors, words, etc. Well, in the temple ceremony, I think there's a lot of people that are going through going, what the hell is this all about? And then suddenly halfway through, as you're starting to still think on the left side of your brain, maybe it's the first time you've been through, they will say, God will not be mocked. See how that came out? And it's in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't have a cohesive sentence on both sides. It's not a typical paragraph. And I think it's meant to be subliminal. And what that means is we're putting the fear of God in you. Okay? You will not mock us. We are God. And the guy representing the officiator, he is God. I was the veil worker. I was God. Everybody's God but you. And if you question this, or you think about this, or you talk about this, God will not be mocked. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means he'll slit your throat like the old temple ceremony, or cut your bowels out and have them fall on the ground, and I guess you just run over and pick them up and try to keep living. If you divulge what I've divulged, so far my throat is okay. Doesn't mean it'll stay that way. The Danites can show it, and the Danites can show it anytime. So I'm saying to myself therapeutically, and I guess I'm saying to the rest of the world, I think that's a subliminal message in the middle of the temple ceremony. And I'm going to now start investigating with my own mind and maybe the evil internet. I remember the ceremony very well, and I'll bet you there's other subliminal information, threats, and fear and guilt things in there that I'm not aware of. And that one just came to my mind today because I'm relaxing more. I'm able to speak my mind. I'm not being threatened with death. My family is not being held hostage, and some of the other terrible things that can go on in the real world. So I'm going to investigate in my own mind and see if there's other subliminal. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I think God will not be mocked is translated into we are God. The officiator is God. David behind the veil is God, and we will not be mocked. We are doing and saying silly things, and we know they're silly. You know they're silly, but we are going to put the fear of God in you not to mock us. And so I think that's where a lot of the fear of those who've been to the temple comes from. And there are other subliminal messages that the Mormon Church puts out, sometimes verbally and most of the time verbally, that keeps their people in line. But I wanted to make this quick short video on subliminal fear, and that it is in the Mormon temple ceremony, and I will point out in the future other areas that I've seen that are subliminal fears that keep Mormon people in line.